It's not you, it's me, you see. It's not love or passion. There's something desperately wrong with me. It's not fair to you, I know, and I'm sorry I can't let it go.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Balcom. I'm an Australian stock photographer and stock videographer based here in the Netherlands, and today we're in the beautiful park on a magnificent autumn's day in Ockenberg. Today is about my journey, which started 3.5 years ago, into stock photography. And basically what I'm going to cover in this video are how I got started in stock photography, which agencies I decided to upload my photos to, my 5 best-selling photos, the total amount of earnings that I've reached after 3.5 years, and how I've begun the journey into stock footage and stock videography, and finally what is the future for me regarding stock photography and uploading to the stock websites.
And I'm sorry I can't let it go.
Around 2010 I first started thinking about uploading images to stock agencies, but I was talking to a lot of people in the industry at the time in my local area, and the feedback was quite negative about it. You know, low returns, 25 cents per image, not worth your time. And I also did some research on the net, and I took notice of the feedback with that as well. People were complaining about how they were virtually getting nothing for their photos. So I didn't go into it at that time. Come 2016, I decided to try it again when I first heard about the Dreamstime website. And from that I managed to upload a few dozen photos and made the odd sale. After a month or two of that, I got a bit tired of the really low sales that I was getting with Dreamstime, and Shutterstock made it easier for entry-level stock photographers to upload to their site. So that's when I first started uploading to Shutterstock. From that time I expanded my portfolio and spread it across eventually 8 different stock agency websites until I reached a portfolio of around 1900 images.
Hush, don't tell me what's going on.
So at this time in 2019 I've got my portfolio of around 1900 images spread across 8 agencies, and they are Big Stock, Dreamstime, Deposit Photos, 123RF, iStock, Alamy, Adobe, Shutterstock and IEM.
Hush, don't tell me what's going wrong.
So now I'll just go over my best sellers in Shutterstock, and the first bestseller, the #1 bestseller, is that of a northern gannet which was washed up on the beach one day. I just happened to be walking on the beach with my camera and I noticed this huge bird wrapped up in plastic, and that's such a huge seller because of the plastic pollution problem that the world is experiencing right now, and that has been a consistent seller almost every day. And just from that photo I've made $190. I also took some video of that, and that video from a shaky iPhone has earned me $400 so far, and that was just uploaded about 3.5 months ago. So I expect that to make probably within 12 months $1,000, and that was 5 minutes work. My #2 best-selling image is that of Sardinian villagers talking in a square. They're older gentlemen talking in a group, and that image has earned me $93. And what makes this interesting is, I suppose, Sardinia has a reputation for its people living a long time due to a healthy lifestyle and perhaps a healthy diet. So I included those things in the keywords of the photo. It also shows you that older people who are not connected to the internet very often just get together and talk every day, rather than getting behind a computer. So I also added that element to the key words. My third bestseller is of a house spider that I photographed coming out of my car one day, and I just happened to have my camera with me, and in 1 second it was over. I'd managed to take 2 photos, and then it crawled back into my car, and it was a huge house spider. It looked more like a huge wolf spider or something. But from that 3 seconds of photographing, I've earned $61 so far. My fourth bestseller is of a VW camper van, and that's towing an old-fashioned teardrop caravan. And that image has earned me $47 so far. My fifth bestseller is of the Hague skyline, and it shows a person on a bike riding towards the city centre of The Hague, and that has earned me $42 so far.
Don't make me a victim, pretty please.
So after 3.5 years, how much money have I earned from my efforts with stock photography and a little bit of stock videography? Well, the total amount that I've earned is $4,483.40. And you might think that that isn't a hell of a lot of money for 3.5 years work, but when I look at how much time I've put into uploading, which was usually only once a week and maybe sometimes twice a week, and no more than 15 to 20 images at a time, then it wasn't that large amount of work for me, because when I was going out taking these photos, I was basically doing it for fun and not work. So I don't count those hours as being work. Only the amount of time I spent keywording and editing the photo would I say I would consider work. So from those earnings, what have I done with the money? Well, it isn't too spectacular. I've bought a new fridge. Basically all my white goods in my kitchen decided to die at the same time, so I bought a new fridge. I also bought a new dishwasher. I also bought a new oven, and I bought new cameras as well. The one I'm filming on, I bought that second hand, but my other video camera, the little Panasonic, I bought that new. So I was able to invest into the business again, and I was also able to show my family that those hours that I'd put behind the computer came to something, and that something is a functioning kitchen. So from my perspective, after 3.5 years, the earnings have shown me growth, and I've also been rewarded in a practical way. So video. About 3.5-4 months ago I started uploading video, and I've been doing it consistently ever since, and now I have 67 videos across my different websites. The agencies that I'm uploading video to are Shutterstock, Adobe, Pond 5 and iStock Photo or Getty Images. They're the main ones that I'm uploading to, and they're the ones that have sold more consistently. Of course, the biggest seller is that of Shutterstock. For Shutterstock alone, I've sold $500 worth of clip pack sales, and I only expect that to increase. My main seller on Shutterstock is the video I took with my mobile phone, a shaky video of the northern gannet, and that has been my consistent seller. I think about 80% of my sales were of that northern gannet in plastic on the beach. So after 3.5 years, was it worth it to spend all of those hours uploading to all those websites? And I can see growth from the first year where I uploaded. I think the most I earned in my first year in any given month was around $35. And I thought, well, that's only the first year. I will keep sticking at it and just keep uploading and hope for the best and see what happens. And in the second year, I continued to grow the amount of money that I made every month. And back in, I think it was June, I made my highest amount just in Shutterstock alone, and that was over $300. What helped that was a huge video sale of $80 for the northern gannet that was on the beach. So that boosted my earnings hugely, and I made 2 or 3 more smaller video sales as well, I think of around $20 to $25 in that month, which really took my profits up. So at the moment I'm seeing growth in my stock photography and stock videography, so I see no reason to stop.
Don't tell me what's going on.
So to round up, what is the future? Number one, I'm seeing growth in my photos and video. Number two, I really love doing it. And number three, I can only imagine myself doing it in the future, to continue it. So that's my experience after 3.5 years of stock photography and around 4 months, 3.5 to 4 months of stock videography. I hope you found something interesting to take from this video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, I'd really like it if you subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
Don't tell me what's going on. I don't need to know.